Today, we are going to be discussing the overall NFT market, upcoming NFT whitelists you can get your hands on, as well as your favorite meme coins. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. As usual, nothing in this video is financial advice, and if you appreciate this kind of content, as I'm pretty much the only NFT YouTuber still out here consistently putting out videos, would you kindly hit that like button? It really helps my channel reach a wider audience. So let's dive straight into some immediate opportunities that I believe you should be trying to capitalize on as soon as possible. The first of which is Onchain Heroes, which many believe will be our cycle's version of Wolf Game, which if you were around last cycle for Wolf Game, it performed incredibly well. So if you go to their website, for which I will put a link in the description down below, and you'll get extra points if you use that link, just saying, you're going to need to connect a wallet as well as your socials, both Twitter and Discord, and then your goal is to get as many points as possible. Now, there are a couple of ways you can earn points. The first way is by inviting others, and they will need to connect their socials. And the second way you can earn points is whenever you invite somebody, you're going to get 20% of their points from questing. Now, if we scroll down, questing has not started yet. So you're still very early to this project. You have not missed your chance to get whitelist. And like I said, if you use my link or anybody's invite link, but ideally you use mine, you're going to get 50 points right off the bat. Now, the second project that I would try to do as soon as possible is one I spoke about in my video last Friday, and that is going to be the Shape chain, which is an L2 for and supported by creators. Now, the reason for this is they are hosting Raffles, which you're automatically entered to if your rank is high enough. The first of which was for these Deeples by DK, which are minting for 0.08. There's still a day and a half left for their pre-sale, and there's like 80 something NFTs that have not been minted yet. But if we look on the secondary market, you can see they're currently trading for almost 0.7 ETH. So that's like an 8.5x off of their mint price. Now, while we don't know what the next raffle is going to be, we do know that there's going to be multiple raffles. However, we also know there's going to be a raffle for XCopy's next collection, which is 250 NFTs. And some of his stuff sells for insane prices. He just had a sale yesterday that went for 17.5 ETH, which is roughly $43,000. Now, while I don't expect these to sell for $43,000, I do think they are going to go for thousands of dollars. So in my opinion, it's worth trying to get your hands on. Now, your goal here is to earn medals, which are going to allow you to rank up the leaderboard. And there's 4 different ways to do this. The first way is by collecting art from a ton of different creators. The second way is by minting a proof of personhood, which you're going to have to do this if you want to participate here. You're also going to need some ETH on the Shape network in order to claim these medals. The good news is the fees are basically zero. I put at least 0.001 ETH, which you could do it on base, and it's less than $3. And here you're basically connecting your socials. You're also doing the Gitcoin passport, which I would suggest doing at least gold. I know for black, you do have to KYC. A lot of people don't want to KYC, no problem. At least try to get gold. And if you're inviting people, which is another way that you can really maximize your medals, but you'll notice I have 39 invites, yet I haven't gotten the medal for inviting 10 people. And the reason for that is I need them to achieve the gold proof of personhood, meaning they need a Gitcoin passport score of 20 or more. So really try to encourage your invitees to at least get gold for your own good, right? So you can get a higher rank and try to win that raffle. And then the last one is the Shaper, which is basically just you bridging in money and participating in this platform and the Deca Art platform. So once you're in the top 250, hopefully you can win. Like I said, some of the raffles are going to require you to be in the top 99, it seems. Here, there's only 2 decimals. Again, we don't know which one this is going to be for, and you don't have to enter the raffle. You are automatically entered, and then they just tweet all the wallets that qualify. But I do believe there are a ton of opportunities on these new chains like Abstract, like Shape. I know we've recently seen Berachain NFTs get a ton of volume. And while I do plan on putting out a video on Berachain whitelist, I haven't done it yet. And if you guys want to get a head start, I would definitely check out this tweet by Nix. I will link it it in the description down below. Here he lists a ton of Berachain projects that he's interested in. A bunch of them are free mints, so I would definitely try to get that if you can. And it could be on any chain, right? It could be on Monad, it could be on Movement, whatever chain you're interested in. Ideally, you focus on one. That way you really get an understanding of the entire ecosystem and you're not spreading yourself too thin. Next up, I want to take a look at this project called Do You Moose, which I originally found out about this after PLA from the Circle posted about it. Now, as I was digging into it, I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty sussed out. One, this thing minted in June over the summer, roughly 4 months ago, for 0.025 ETH. It pulled a 30x. As you can see, the floor is currently 0.777, and I hadn't heard of it. And a lot of people that I spoke to hadn't heard of it either. So that was my first, like, okay, weird. Secondly, well, the volume's pretty slow, but that's not a problem, right? A lot of projects have this, especially as they have a higher floor. But the other thing that I found weird was, other than the ENS domain wallets, when I was looking through a lot of the wallets that don't have an ENS domain, a lot of them only held this Moose NFT. And when I look at their transaction history, all they've ever done was funded the wallet and minted these Moose. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, is this some extreme market making that they're doing? Which they're probably maybe doing some market making anyways. Literally all the best NFT collections do market making, as well as every token that you see, all the good meme coins, all the utility tokens, they all have market makers. It's something you need to have. And they also say they've been building for 3 years. And I was like, building what? Like, the NFTs don't take long to do. The Discord doesn't take long to set up. Their website has about 50 words on it, most of which are about how they mint it out. And there's no white paper, right? There's nothing about this project. So I was like, why is he so bullish on them? And then why are they trading for 0.777? So I found some community members that I know. And one of the things that they do a lot of are these trait raffles, where they basically pick a certain trait, like the hockey stick antlers, for example. And if you have the hockey stick antlers, you get some prizes, or you get to pick from some prizes. And some of the prizes are worth a lot, like a trip, or, you know, sports memorabilia that's signed, or gift cards, whatever it is. Some of them go for thousands of dollars. And I also had a call with their North American liaison, who did walk me through a lot of their stuff. Apparently they're building this whole AI marketplace, and they're going to have a token for it. The Moose are going to get a token airdrop, as well as the baby Moose, because they do have an upcoming collection. There's also talks of doing revenue sharing. So while I haven't met anybody on the core team, while I have not seen the project, if everything they're saying is true, that could be really bullish for the babies. So the baby Moose is a collection of 4,000 NFTs. There's only going to be 3,000 and something that are mintable, because the Gen 1 Moose are going to get an airdrop. And the mint price for the babies is 0.025 ETH. So I would definitely recommend checking out this project for yourself. I do know quite a few people who are bullish on it, so I definitely wouldn't fade it. I went ahead and got some whitelist spots for my community, Guerrilla Labs, and personally, I'm gonna mint it because it's 62 bucks, and I think it's worth taking a chance on, especially with the things that I'm hearing and what I see in the Discord, all the prizes are giving away and all that. Now, like I said, I found about this one through PLA, who is the founder of the Circle, which is another collection that I would try to get. But this one is going to be for specific people only, because although I just got in the Discord, it's a ton of familiar faces. It's a bunch of project founders. It's a bunch of content creators. It's a ton of community managers or collab managers. And that's really what this community is. It's people in Web3 who have invested the time in growing their network, who are building something or doing something long-term in the space. Now, I know some people are going to complain and say, oh, it's the cabal, it's all the insiders, because there's no public application for this project. You are going to have to know PLA or know somebody in order to even have a chance at getting whitelist for this collection, especially that it does require you to get on a one-of-one call with PLA. But that's the whole point of the project. The power of the NFT is in the influence of the group. So if you haven't spent time in Web3 growing your network or doing cool stuff or getting a notable reputation, whatever it is, then yeah, you haven't done the work in order to get into this group. You need to bring value to the group in order to get in. But if you can get in, I do think this one is going to perform really well. He's also doing some really cool stuff with his community and products that he's building. I can't talk too much about it. From my understanding, it's going to be a bit like what PG Group is doing and how they have a ton of projects that are going to benefit their NFT holders. The first of which for PLA in the circle is AI Estimate, which is an AI product, at least from the name. But like I said, I really cannot reveal too much about what they're doing, but this is definitely one that is on my list for you to try to get whitelisted for. Next, quickly jumping into ordinals, there are two projects that I have my eye on. The first one is called Uncoded. This is pretty much just an art project. The artist describes his story here that he was basically bullied by a teacher, and this kind of led him on this journey with art, spray painting the school or spray painting the teacher's name. And then as he went to different schools, high school, university, his art kind of changed and it led him to do this art project. They're posting a ton of honoraries with people. Hopefully I get a gorilla honorary made. And the second project is called Debauchery, which this one feels very memey by nature, kind of like the Miladies, but on Bitcoin. It's also frogs. And we all know Web3 loves frogs. Pepe, you got the Plague NFT. And even looking at the Twitter, the handle has Keck in the name. The Discord extension is MFers die every day. And just scrolling through some of their content, it looks like the typical, internet culture shit posting type of group. So these are two that I'm seeing getting a lot of attention on in terms of ordinals projects. As for the gaming sector, it was a very hot narrative for quite a while. A lot of them were doing really well, right? The typical meta was low supply, free mint, and a token airdrop. But after the recent jungle mint, it does seem to be significantly slowing down. These didn't even crack 5 Sol, and they're currently at like 2 Solana. And you have to keep in mind that a good chunk of the supply is vested in like gentleman terms agreements where they're not going to sell it for a month. For a lot of the collabs that they did, even my community, we had some vested ones. So I assume after 30 days or whatever the time period is, you're going to see this floor go even lower unless they have some market makers on board to help control the dump. But overall, gaming NFTs just aren't hitting like they used to. And I'm still bullish on a ton of upcoming mints like Today the Game. We got L3-7 Gen 2. We got Hello Monster, which is a low supply free mint. I covered all of these in my last NFT video. I will link that down below if you want to go watch it. But overall, it does feel like this meta is really slowing down. And one of the reasons for that is none of the gaming tokens are coming out. And a lot of these projects are pretty much just promising a token airdrop, but the projects are kind of in this rock and hard place situation where they can't launch because none of the exchanges want to allow them to launch. And there's this huge lineup of projects that have been approved by exchanges, but they're waiting for the exchanges to say, yeah, go ahead. So either they launch without exchanges, in which case they're probably not going to do too well, or they wait for the exchanges, in which case their communities are just crying like, why aren't you launching your project? So this is affecting not only the NFT market. I know a ton of projects who are still trying to raise money, and even myself, like I'm being offered full refunds if the token doesn't perform well, and I'm still saying no because I don't want to lock up those stables for, I don't know, 5 months or whatever amount of time it is. I could just put it in Solana. I can just put it in a meme coin and get 2, 3, 4x, whatever it is, because I believe the bull market is about to happen. I did see this new gaming project by Ubisoft, who just announced they're going to be minting through Magic Eden on Arbitrum. The game looks like an arcade game, right? It's not a AAA quality game by any means. If anything, the graphics look like, I don't know, N64 or pre-N64 graphics. So I'm definitely interested in finding out more about this one because their last project, the Warlords, which was a free mint, did perform really well. They were at like 0.25 or 0.3 for a while. Now they're down bad, but they kind of already launched their game and you got the airdrop and everything. But when it came out, these did do really well. So definitely another project I'm going to try to find out more info on. But in general, my thesis on NFTs, I love NFTs. Like I want NFTs to do well. I want to be able to cover NFTs. I know my audience wants me to do NFTs, but the money just isn't there. Like the money is in meme coins. And I spoke about meme coins in my last video, just news related, right? This is what happened in the world of meme coins. And I did get a couple of angry comments who were mad at meme coins saying they're worthless. They're, there's no point to them. And this reminds me a lot of people in 2021 who were saying NFTs are worthless, NFTs are stupid, why do you trade NFTs, right? You're just missing, like, it doesn't matter that they're stupid. That's where the money is. So why not go trade it? And why not try to learn the culture of it, especially if you're spending 12 hours a day in front of your computer on Twitter and on Discord? Why not put the effort? You're really just holding yourself back and your potential to do well this cycle. And that's not to say that meme coins are easy to trade. There's a lot to learn, the same way you had a lot to learn with NFTs. But if you're willing to put in the work, if you're willing to get the right network and understand the culture and literally just stare at your screen all day for either alerts or bullets or whatever you're looking at, you know, hopefully you could win and make life-changing money. Because even if we look at NFTs that were trending this week, we had a few collections that popped off. The first one was Sproto Gremlins, which were roughly at 0.6. They ran all the way to like 2 ETH. We had Project Aeon, which was at about 0.25. It went over an ETH. We had Pudgy Puppets. Like, what are Pudgy Puppets? It's a combination of Pudgy Penguins and Bitcoin Puppets, but these things pulled like a 3x. And what the heck are Pudgy Puppets? Well, it's all because of this tweet posted by Murad, who recently became like a main character of Twitter after his presentation from Token 2049 Singapore went viral. And I did cover this in one of my videos in the last 2 weeks, saying, hey, you should watch this presentation. It'll teach you a lot about the psychology of meme coins, but also about the overall markets. And the TLDR of this presentation is really just that we're in a meme coin super cycle, and not only are meme coins dominating, they will go much higher in terms of market cap. And the reason for this, which is similar to NFTs in 2021, is that meme coins give you a community to be a part of. They're fun to trade, and you can get rich. You can make $1 million off of a meme coin. And that's what we had last cycle with NFTs. People were getting rich, people were having fun, and people were part of communities, right? Bored Ape Yacht Club, Azuki, CloneX, whatever it is. So he's kind of become this main character. He posted this tweet, which a lot of people are complaining about because there's clearly a paid shill in here, maybe multiple, but he posted this tweet, and some of the collections, especially the meme related ones, pulled some crazy numbers. Same thing for meme coins. He's been posting about these meme coins here, and a lot of them have performed really well. SPX is up 2x, Giga is up 2x, Popcat ran to 1.5 billion, Fwog is doing incredibly well, as well as a ton of other meme coins, not just the ones on his list, but meme coins in general are performing incredibly well right now. Now, a few things that I personally look out for. One, I've noticed whenever Popcat pumps, I feel that a lot of the cat coins take off. That's Mog, that is Mew, that is Michi, that is Mini. Whatever is a good narrative and a cat coin is a great catch-up trade to Popcat. So I'm always looking for Popcat to take off, and then either I buy or I long things like Mog. The next thing I'm paying attention to are ETH NFTs. I think a lot of people are just used to trading Sol NFTs only because they pretty much just play pump fund tokens. However, I did notice whenever a token takes off on Solana and people missed it, there's an ETH one that's created and that one just takes off. And even after the Sol ones die, the ETH one can do really well. This happened for Nero, where there was like a PvP going on Solana, and then there was one created on ETH. It did really well. Another one created on ETH that Binance listed, and this thing went to the moon. And now the same thing has just happened for Mudang. Mudang was at 300 million at Sol. It's been going down, but this ETH version popped up and it just hit 100 mil out of nowhere. So these are things I'm keeping an eye on. Tonight, October the 8th, we also have an HBO documentary claiming that they know who the creator of Bitcoin is. I really doubt it. I think they're just going to throw out some names and give their best guess. But regardless, I think whatever name they pick, there's going to be a meme coin that comes out about it and is going to do really well. I know there's already been some meme coins that had this narrative, and there was like Satoshi's first cat and Satoshi's first car or whatever. Those did really well, but I still think the name of whoever they pick is going to get a pump. Even if it's a pump and dump or like a one-day thing, you might be able to catch some bids there. Last but not least, I am hearing a lot of people talk about Sui memes. Sui in general has been performing really well, so I will have a video coming out in the next few days on how to buy, trade, snipe everything Sui meme coins. And personally, I have been loading up my wallets with Sui, and I have been getting ready to start trading these, especially when the equivalent version of Pump Fund comes out on Sui. I know some already exist, but there's like an official one coming out very soon that I am keeping an eye on. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know some people get triggered about the meme coin stuff, but again, that's where the money is. And my goal is to retire, at least financially. I'm still going to work, but retire at the end of this cycle. And in my opinion, I'm going to do that through meme coins, not through NFTs. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Like I said, hitting the like button really helps my channel reach a wider audience. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thanks for watching Crypto Gorilla. Peace.